Hello and welcome back to the channel. It's your host Steady Yeti, and today we're going to be checking out some pretty sweet stuff. The regionals championship that was in Los Angeles this past weekend. They dropped the deck list, so we're going to be checking that out. Let's get us some music going real quick. Kind of feeling some rock vibe. Let's do some rock. I listen to a lot of rock. Big Bring Me the Horizon fan. But y'all don't care about that. So the first thing I wanted to say is looking at the front page here on Limitless, there's a few things that I'm like, ugh, about. But there's also a few things I'm really excited about. Before rotation, Ogerpon Meganium was one of my favorite decks to play. And it was pretty straightforward. All it played was Ogerpon Meganium and then the little tech monsters to like Tapu Bulu and stuff like that. And so seeing this on the front page I think is really cool. I figured this would be a high-strung meta deck due to the fact that Zoroark would be good and Mega Absol would still be good. They are still good decks, but not quite as high. So it's kind of cool to see it up here, even though those aren't competing as well as we thought they were. Another thing I like to see is Festival Lead. I honestly hate playing against this deck, but I do respect the concept of the deck, and I think it's a very good deck overall. And I think it deserves a top spot. Maybe not 5th. That seems a little wild, but definitely a top spot. Obviously, Team Rocket's Mewtwo being in 3rd is super exciting. We all know this is one of my favorite decks. Little Dark Fury just got 69th with it. With kind of an off list, he said he would change all of the tech cards he cut for one of this and one of that. He would change most of them back. But for the most part, he did pretty good. And we'll look at a few Mewtwo lists here. Raging Bolt being at the top is pretty cool. At 6% almost meta share too. That's awesome. Raging Bolt as a deck I've always really liked. Just a big basic deck. Always been a fan of big basic decks. The Crustle is interesting. I feel like Crustle could have been a lot better before rotation. It just wasn't hammered as hard. But now that Crustle is better post-rotation due to the amount of like big basic style EX decks, I think it does deserve a spot. Definitely not 2nd. That seems crazy to me, but definitely a spot. And then last but definitely not least, we have to talk about this absolutely disgusting number here. 45% of the meta share is Dragapult. Now, I'm not going to be the first one to say that I'm a Dragapult hater. I think the deck is very cool, very clean. I like certain builds of it, preferably a Slowpoke. But, hey, 45%, that's rough. In the MTG card game, Magic the Gathering, when a deck gets to like 30-something%, it gets banned. So seeing this at 45 in Pokemon, that I don't agree with that at all. Other than that, let's hop into the tournament and check out the results here. So obviously, we have a Dragapult list up front. And pretty straightforward. It's got this is actually, it's not pretty straightforward. Hold on a second. I might have actually... Oh, Regional Pro. Okay, I was thinking Mateus won this tournament too. Another regional I didn't get to watch. And I just messed up. Another regional I didn't get to watch. I was thinking Mateus won this one too. But okay. That's cool. Go to regional Los Angeles. So Andrew Hedrick won with Dragapult. He's been on Dragapult for a little while to my understanding. And he has a very interesting list here. He's not worried about any Crustle techs, which obviously it didn't matter. That's interesting. I figured he would be playing the Crustle techs for sure. At least a one of. Because Crustle did good. Alright. The list is pretty straightforward. This is kind of the definition of what I mean by Slowpoke that I like. I prefer Moltres in the list somewhere. It's just really good against all the grass decks right now. It one-shots a Ogerpon, it one-shots pretty much all of the other Pokemon, and then it does a really good amount of damage to a Arboliva, so Dragapult can finish it off. But this is a cool list. We might try this one on the channel, just because it's pretty straightforward. You put Dragapults in play, you put Monkeys in play, and you draw cards. We have a Dragapult the Dunsparce, got second. And this is a lot closer to Mateus's list. This is kind of what I figured we would be seeing a lot of. The Crustle Tag, still got the Monkeys and the Risky Ruins. And pretty much the only difference is he added more of the Dunsparce line. So, almost an exact mirror match, but a little different. And then we have a Poltnor in third and fourth. Browse over this real quick, see if there's much difference. They're about the same. Yeah, they're roughly the same. The other one was on a 2-1-1 line of Dusknoir, which I kind of like that more. And then the Dracloak, was that a 4-4? Yeah, it's still a 4-4 here. I don't actually mind this, the double Dusclops, because the 50 damage on the Dusclops can matter with the 60 from the Phantom Dive. Doing 110 in this meta is pretty good with Monkeys, Dracloaks, and a lot of other Pokemon that hit around that number. So I don't really hate that too much either. Also, you could possibly hit something like a Badoo and then shoot something like a Duskull to get possibly a 4-prize turn, so that would also be really good. But yeah, pretty straight up Poltnor list for post rotation. I do like that he's playing the Rose's Encouragement. I think Dawn's interesting. And Fair Stamp is the A-Spec. Jaming Tower is pretty good. And overall, it just seems pretty straightforward. So let's get out of this disgusting top 4. This deck was interesting. I didn't know I was going to get a crazy ad. Sorry about that. This deck was interesting. It's like an all normal type deck. So it's Mega Lopunny as the attacker, and you got the Dunsparce Draw Engine with the Dunsparce EX as the backup attacker. You have an Abra in here. And I guess that's for a couple reasons. It's like an extra switch for the Lopunny. I really wouldn't mind a Badoo here. But I can understand the reasoning behind this, is it keeps you from decking out if for whatever reason that's a problem. Where I'd rather have the Badoo in retreat. I don't think the 10 more HP matters. And you get to item lock them. That's just my take on that. But yeah, super cool deck. Lucario was not forgotten at this regional, and I do have to apologize. It wasn't forgotten at the other regional. I just skimmed over the list really quick. There was actually a list that got 19th, but it was the only one. This list got 6th, and it looks pretty cool. It's got a lot of the changes I was talking about. It's got some Rocky Fighting energies. It has Secret Boxes, the A-Spec, 2 Gravity Mountains, still 1 Wally's, but you're playing Petrol and Black Belt for some more attrition style with a switch. And I like this list a lot more. Cutting down on the Carmines, but still playing the Carmines. I think this is more around where a good core of the deck would be. Let's see here. We have another Dragapult. We have a Raging Bolt. And the 4 Meowth just drives me insane, man. Like, you never want to start that card. And almost every deck I play with it, I play like 1 or 2 tops in Ultra Ball for it, and it's always there when I need it. I never actually have to go looking for it. So, okay. But hey, he's getting 8th place at a regional, and I'm not. So who am I? Okay, so we have seen LDF's Team Rocket's Mewtwo list on Twitter, so let's see how much different this one is. That got 9th. This one, oh, this one's playing some interesting cards here. So we have a Wobbuffet, which is actually pretty good if you haven't read his attack. He moves all damage from one of your bench Team Rocket's Pokemon to one of your opponent's active Pokemon. It helps get some bigger numbers in if need be. Could also help with a knockout if need be. If they put like a lot of damage on this, you can retreat into the Wobbuffet and knock it out. I have seen some people playing this. I still have it out of my list just to make it. I prefer a cleaner deck personally. And then the Team Rocket's Kangaskhan is cool. His bottom attack is what's used mostly. It's if you played a supporter card that has Team Rocket in the name, you do 100 more damage. So for 3, you're doing 220. This is pretty cool because you can. I assume he's on 4 Giovanni. Yeah, 4 Giovanni. So with the Team Rocket's Kangaskhan, you just Giovanni, switch up the Kangaskhan, attach energies to it or get energies to it, and then you're able to knock out a lot of stuff in the format right now. Ogerpons, Clefairy, a lot of EXs in the format really fall to this Kangaskhan. So I like the Kangaskhan in here. I don't think that's bad. And I think the Mewtwo's good because of the heavy Dragapult metal with the Clefairy. So yeah, I think we're doing pretty good here. No Brave Bangles in the list, but we are playing Lucky Helmets and Handheld Fans. Handheld Fan isn't a tool, but I was just mentioning it. The Lucky Helmets is interesting. I don't disrespect it because the deck does fail really hard if you haven't seen my tournament update video. If it's where you don't get a good hand, you kind of just lose. I mean, I know that's every deck, but this deck has a hard time coming back because you need a stage 1 and a basic that takes 3 energy, and it's a lot. It's a lot. We have another Raging Bolt. We have an Ogerpon box here in 11th. And I really like this list. I have an Ogerpon video coming up of an Ogerpon box deck that I tried. And it's a little bit different from this one I was talking about, that I feel like the deck needs some changes. And this is around where I was wanting the deck to be. So I think the single prize attackers and the Passimian and the Moltres will be really important for some of those weird matchups like grass or anything that has a fighting weakness you're not really doing much against, where the Passimian can take care of that. So definitely going to be trying this out. I think this is a lot more where this deck needs to be, with these little single prize guys filling in the gaps or filling in the holes of all the spots that we're missing. Lots of dragons in the meta. Oof. It's rough. I guess when you have almost a 50% meta share, you're going to see lots of dragons. Lots of dragons. Lots of dragons. There's a Hydrapple. There's an Alakazam. A couple Alakazams. Don't want to miss out on those. They're pretty good. There's a Festival Lead deck that did good. Now, moving on. There was a Hydrapple. Where did that go? There it is. Hydrapple, they got 37th. And I'm excited about this because I am not a fan of Arboliva. I think Arboliva is a good Pokemon. I think it's a good attacker. I think for several reasons it is worth your while. But on that same token, it's just not my playstyle. I like the heavy hitting style grass decks, and with the Hydrapple you definitely can get that. So I might be playing something like this on the channel. A lot of the decks play Celebi, and that just seems really bad. Search your deck for up to 3 combination of grass Pokemon and Stadium cards, reveal them, put them in your hand, and shuffle your deck. It seems okay. I guess realistically it could also knock out a Badoo if it needs to, but since you can't buddy popping for it, that seems less than ideal. That means you have to Pokepad or Ultra Ball for it, which this deck is playing 4 and 1 Pokepad. I mean, it's not bad, and it definitely can help you set up. You get in the Stadium and possibly a Stage 2 and Stage 1 if you already have the basic, and just get really advanced on your turn 2, but I think there's possibly better things, like a second Dawn or something like that. But the fact that it can get the Stadium too, I will respect it at least. It's a cute little one-of. So yeah, Hydrapple got 37th. That's sweet. This is our first Ogerpon Meganium deck. They got 42nd. And it's playing the Arboliva line. A 1-1 Hoodoo Noctowl. I've seen a lot of lists playing 2. I think it only needs the 1, so I don't hate that. I do like the Badoo in here. Sometimes this deck, even though it is very consistent with the bug catchings and the Pokepads and the Dawns, sometimes this deck can brick pretty hard, even though you're drawing a bunch of cards with the Tail Mask. So I do like the Badoo in there to possibly stall for a turn or 2. Alright, moving on from there, we have our first Starmie deck at place 52, and it's Starmie Frostlass. And this is exactly what I was thinking this deck was going to look like. So this is a Frostlass Monkey Dory deck that also has the Megas in there to do big damage. It's got the Starmie in there to get aggressive in the beginning, put a lot of pressure on your opponent, while slowly chipping away with the baby Frostlasses. And then you can come in with the big Mega Frostlass in the end if you need to clean things up. We have another Team Rocket Spot Ops here. That's awesome to see. And this is a pretty straightforward list. This is almost identical to the list I'm playing. He is only playing 3 Ariana. I'm playing 4. But he cut the 4th Ariana for Handheld Fan. That is the only 2 difference in our list. If this Pokemon this card is attached to... Oh, it is a tool. I'm sorry. I was saying it wasn't a tool. It is a tool. This Pokemon this card is attached to an active spot and is damaged by an attack from your opponent's Pokemon. Moving energy. It's definitely good. I guess I have to say if LGM is good, then this is good. I would almost rather a second Brave Bengal in this deck though, to power up those Spot Ops or those Mimikyus and make them stronger. But not going to disrespect the Handheld Fan. I can see its purposes against Dragapult. That's pretty crushing. But definitely feel like it's not the best thing the deck needs. Alright, moving on here. We have another Alakazam that hit 67. And here's LDF from Canada, Matthew Wood, in his Team Rocket Spot Ops list. His is pretty straightforward too. He cut the Ariana for a Held Hand Fan. It's almost like they had the same list, like they knew what they were doing. Playing the 1 Psychic Energy. I'm not playing any Psychic Energy in mine. And I don't disrespect this decision at all. He cut a Giovanni for a Psychic Energy. There's been a lot of times where I've needed another Psychic Energy or something like that for the Lily's Clefairy attack at the end, which is uncommon, but sometimes it does matter. Or a Team Rocket to Mimikyu attack. I didn't have a Team Rocket's Energy. If I had a Psychic and an Energy switch to get the grass on the Spot Ops, I could attack with Mimikyu. So I could definitely see the Psychic being worthwhile in this deck. Let's see, first Garchomp list at 71. Did I miss one? I did not. Okay, so let's scroll back down. Definitely feel like this deck has some potential. I'm surprised to see the first list to be at 71. I guess with the amount of grass in the meta, the deck has fallen off a little bit. And he is on the Neo Upper Energy, but I don't know. I think this is still very viable. Getting up to a 400 HP 2-prizer is pretty gnarly right now. Being able to one-shot Megas, like Mega Kangaskhan, you can one-shot Mega Absol if you see him with the Garchomp and the Roserades. So maybe he just had a bad matchup. Second Garchomp list here at 79. And he's using the Unfair Snap. He does have a Tool Scrapper. Other than that, pretty straightforward list. Let's see, a lot of dragons. Lots and lots of dragons. We have another Team Rocket Spot Ups at 90. It's very fair to say this is a meta deck at this point. The first Slowking deck at place 95. You love to see it. I looked over this list before I started this video. This list is very different from mine, but I do like it. The things I respect most is the Smoochum. The things I don't respect most is the lack of Annihilate. If you go back and watch my Slowking video, you notice that I use Annihilate a lot. I would do something like... Actually, hold on. Okay, so this list isn't playing any boss either. So I guess it's more of an aggressive style Slowking, I don't know. But one of my favorite plays would be like boss up a Mega Kangaskhan and then trade my Slowking for a Kangaskhan. Maybe he was worried about not being able to get into a second Slowking, which definitely won't be a problem once Pitch Black comes out, and we'll get 70 HP Slowpokes and we'll be able to buddy popping for them, and we will be chilling. This deck was definitely going to gain popularity when that set drops for sure. Another festival lead here. That's good to see. Crustle. Is that the first Crustle too? Wow. At 105th place. Pretty straightforward Crustle list. Not going to say much here. The one of Center Lady. It's got 4 jumbo ice creams. It's got a cornerstone. I really don't think the cornerstone's needed, but I'm not going to disrespect it. It's not my playstyle. More dragons. Got an Okie Dogie here, hitting 112th. Pretty straightforward list. This is actually a lot like what my list looks like. I do also play Blood Moon Ursaluna in mine, the EX, alongside the Baby Blood Moon. I really like the EX for a late game. It's a card you hope not to start, but if it is a one-of, so you try to keep it in your hand and get it out later on. So glad to see some Okie Dogie. The first Zoroark list here. Okay, pretty straightforward Zoroark. I do like the Reshiram. I think Reshiram is really good right now. Unfortunately, with the amount of grass in the meta, I think Zoroark is going to fall off pretty hard. But we do have the Zekrom to be able to one-shot the Ogerpons if need be. So that could possibly help the deck. Playing the 2 monkeys, pretty straightforward list overall, I would say. Got the Tool Scrapper in there, that's good. And yeah, let's see what else we got here. We have another Lucario deck. And he's not playing Carmines, so maybe we'll try this one out on the channel, actually. He's playing the Scoop Up Cyclone. I don't like that. I think it's a good card. It's just not my cup of tea, personally. And yeah, I mean, pretty straightforward Lucario deck. And something I wanted to mention is this Lucario deck that did really good in the meta, and it's only 20 bucks. So if you're wanting to get into Pokemon, it's super cheap. Just find a deck you like and play it. Hopefully not Dragapult. We have enough of those. The first Greninja deck here, I actually played against this deck Friday, and I think this deck is bonkers. It's got a Starmie in it as well, and I respect the Starmie here. It's really good early game, and then you can follow up with Greninja, or start with Greninja. Got the boss's orders to boss up Kangaskhan to take 3 prize cards. Meowth to take 2 prize cards. Seems pretty good. The first Mega Absol here at place 140. And wow, I was going to say pretty standard Absol list, but this has actually got some text in it, I would assume. It's got Iron Crowns and a Terapagos. Very different style list we're not used to seeing. I think personally, if I wasn't going to ever be attacking with Iron or Terapagos' second attack, which nullifies all non-normal attacks, I would probably be running second Clefairy, me personally. Just seems like it would be a little stronger. What's the Iron Crowns do? I honestly don't know. Attacks used by your future Pokemon, except any Iron Crown EX do 20 more damage. I don't think that matters. This attack does 50 damage to your opponent's Pokemon. This attack's damage isn't affected by weakness and resistance. So I assume this is kind of in here to shoot down some Abras off your opponent's bench, or active, either way, to try to get some stuff going. We might throw this list on the channel. I think this list looks pretty cool. Probably won't play Harlequin, not a Harlequin believer, probably throw a Judge in instead. But yeah, pretty cool list overall. I like the Iron Leaves in there, I respect that. If your Absol is about to get knocked out or you can't take a knockout with it, you have the Iron Leaves. I don't feel like I'm personally very good with this deck. The whole like terminal period and monkeys and getting all the lines set up, it's just really complicated for me to comprehend. To be fair, at the end of the day, I am an aggro player. We have another Okie Dogie here, and this one is playing the Cornerstone. I had Cornerstone. Wow, this one's playing a lot of tech cards. Cornerstone, Shaman, and Genesect. I did have the Cornerstone in there. I didn't feel like it was needed, so I ended up trimming it for a Blood Moon Ursaluna EX. But I could see its place for sure. Playing the 3 Air Balloon with the Genesect, that's pretty good. If your opponent's playing an Ace-Spec, that doesn't really matter. You can keep throwing them on your other Pokemon. Barbarical has a 2 retreat cost. So, or Moltres has a free retreat cost with the Air Balloon, so I could definitely see that helping. Lots more dragons. Another Zoroark list. Pretty standard stuff. Okay, so this one's playing the Lopunny. Lopunny's good. I do respect the 2 Darumaka, 1 Darmanitan. But I would like to see a Reshiram in here. I don't guess you necessarily have to have it if you're on the Lopunny though. Because you get the Gale Thrust attack that does 130 or 230, and then you also have the Spiky Hopper, which is a shred attack for 160. That's pretty good. It definitely helps against the Crustle matchup. This deck's on Scoop Up Cyclone. Don't like it. Moving on. Marnie's Grimmsnarl coming in 166 for the first list. I personally think this deck fell off pretty hard. I don't know why. It seems really good, but maybe there's something I'm missing. Maybe it doesn't do enough damage. I was kind of thinking this would be like the new style of what's his name? The Terrazard. But I guess because it doesn't get the damage buff, it's not quite as good. We have another Greninja here. Pretty standard list. Got everything the other one did. Okay, moving on. Oh, we have a Blood Moon Ursaluna. The old Tim Danklin deck. This deck's super cool. We know that Mr. Danklin has played a lot of it. And I am glad to see one in the tournament. For sure, this definitely has lots of little quirks and stuff it can do to get turn 1 donks and stuff like that. We have another Slowking here. This one is respecting the Annihilate and the Conkeldurr with the Spectrier. So this is really close to the list I played on online. It did not have 3 Kangaskhan. I think it only had 2. But the 2 Latios and the 1 Lilies, that's all standard. I would say this is pretty straightforward overall. This is a lot closer to where I would want to be. Let's see. Is there any wacky stuff? Not seeing anything too wacky. It probably would have hit the camera and I didn't see it. Is this a Lucario Wally's? No, it's standard Lucario. Just didn't have the Soul Rock with it. Okay. So another standard Lucario list. He's got Max Belt as the A-Spec. That could matter. He's got some Carmines in there for the aggression. So just trying to aggro out the opponent. Another Team Rocket Spot Ups. We're in the 200s now. Oh, we have a Venusaur deck. That's awesome to see. Okay. So we got some Mega Venusaur. I was literally just thinking the other day, building a grass deck, and instead of using the Arboliva line, use Venusaur. I really like Venusaur right now. I'm working on a Venusaur deck, but it's just not quite where it needs to be. This deck overall seems pretty good. I like the Mega Meganium with the Venusaur. You can move a bunch of energy onto it. That seems good. Genesect is a single prize, doing the same thing I was talking about with the Mega Venusaur. You can move a bunch of energy to it. Regigigas for the Terra counter. I like this. I do like this a lot. And it got place 251. There's a Starmie Dusknoir. Hate to see that this deck fell off. I thought it had a lot of potential. I still think it does. Wow, this one's not playing Munkidori. He chose to run the Dunsparce draw engine. I do feel like the deck did need more draw. You can't rely on the 4 Lilies all the time. And yeah, this is a pretty straightforward. Just put your stuff in play and knock your opponent's Pokemon out. I do like that aspect of it for sure. The first Team Rocket's Honchkrow coming in at 284. Pretty standard list. 4 of all the supporters. Roto Sticks. Miracle Headset is the A-Spec, obviously. I do respect the 2 Articunos. It's really good right now. I'm going to call that a win. Seeing that on the meta board. We have another one coming in here. Assuming a pretty straightforward list. Only playing 1 Articuno. Okay. And 1 Roto Stick. Wow, so this list is a lot different actually. Ooh, we have a Stevens Metagross deck. Definitely did not do as well as they was probably hoping, but hey, they day 2'd, that's more than enough. We have Stevens Metagross and 2-1 Napoleon with the heavy rare candy package. We have Skarmory, Malwow, Dialga, straightforward stuff. Only one Genesect. You see 2 Genesect in a lot of lists. I respect the 1. I think 1's more than enough because you don't have to have it. Okay, so that is the end of the stuff, and this is the end of the video. So I appreciate y'all for watching. If y'all have any comments on any of the decks that y'all seen that was absolutely crazy, if y'all was there and did good, make sure to drop a like and a follow and a comment and a subscribe. If you'd like to see more content like this, make sure to drop a subscribe. I appreciate y'all for watching, and I'll catch y'all on the next one.